I want to talk to the kids.
Nope. Anyways, if you want to order signs for your franchise store...
Like, I'm a trans man and I'm gay and I have...
So you're straight. Anyways, watch me put it down like this. The design is very human.
You walk into your new classroom to meet your teacher and you see me. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
I'm homeschooling. Anyways, if you want to order signs for your franchise stores, make sure you buy from a responsible sign company.
Guess who had another gender adventure?
Anyways, how to find the right sign company for you is to check out their deliver design service.
My problem is that I'm too hot, too successful in my career.
Don't post that shit again. Anyways, one of the most valuable position in a sign company is quality inspector.
This guy's got the marketing down to a T. Every time I see these videos come up on my timeline, I just can't skip them. They're always funny. And this is how a lot of people feel when people are starting to fight back against this stuff. Trans women are men.
What's true about that?
Well, what's false about it?
Well, you tell me.
Well, it's not false to me. Are you saying it's not real?
Well, like, so a trans woman, a man.
They're male.
Yeah.
A woman is a female. They're not women.
Yep.
How so? They say so.
Well, just because someone says so doesn't mean it's true.
So, what makes you Santa Claus then?
I'm not.
Then why are you dressed up like him?
Because I like Santa Claus. It's funny. What about this? How are they women?
Because they say so.
I don't believe them. We don't have to believe them. Just because someone says something doesn't mean we have to believe it. It's not real. If I say I'm Santa Claus, doesn't mean I'm Santa Claus.
Him wearing the Santa Claus outfit just makes it even funnier, because he was using that to his advantage to prove how dumb and stupid some of these ideologies are, what we see in here today.
I just overheard somebody in the grocery store say that they have a Donald Trump Christmas tree. I live in Canada.
We don't care.
Let me tell you something. We don't care. I need to get this put on a t-shirt or something. They all look the same. Every time.
What I don't care for is
Well, what do you mean by that?
you.
Me?
Yeah. It'd be great if you all leave. I have sent a message.
I'll leave us right here.
You can just go right outside the plaza, but the plaza is reserved for the Women's March and the Women's Rally today.
Sure, but I'm trying to figure out Women's March. What is a woman?
For the Women's March, it's anybody who supports women and identifies as a woman. So there are lots of men.
I identify as a woman.
I knew he was going to say that.
Thank you. I'm here. It's that simple. It's that simple to say in the Women's March. Just identify as a woman.
That's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous to say that.
This man played them at their own game. And I really struggle to believe that there's people out there who do believe what this man's saying. That baffles me. Really does.
That just makes no fucking sense.
Let go, be free, and chop off your own hair and scream in the street.
Don't do that.
And eat the cereal in the aisle in the grocery store before you buy it and then buy it. Maybe, no, I'm not gonna say that. Buy it. Buy the cereal. Be who you would be if you weren't trying to get men to like you. Because they won't.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
What I'm trying to figure out is what makes you have the impression that men even liked you before you cut off your hair, because I'm not sure about that one.
You cannot be goth or punk and conservative. Granted, you can be alternative and conservative, but then you're only alternative within your own ranks. You're just cosplaying. Being a goth and being a punk is not about the clothes. It is about your ideologies and who you are as a person here and here.
These lot are the woke final bosses right here. There's so many colors going on. What?
And if here and here are blinded and blocked by Zionism, by nationalism, by conservatism, then you're just that, blind. And some goth conservatives or punk conservatives, what the fuck is even that, will come and say, well, I listen to the music though. Do you? Because this is how we have people listening to Rage Against the Machine and System of a Down and then voting for Trump. And if you're sitting there wearing all black, listening to your Bauhaus going, wait, but I voted.
All I'm seeing here, this guy just looks like he's just eating a bag of Wotsits. Like, out of all the colours, you went with that? Really?
Crack is cheap.
Someone in the comments said, we goth and punks don't claim him in our community. He's speaking crazy.
Damn.
About racism, anti-blackness, or violence.
About racism, anti-blackness, or violence.
What's going on?
I will use my voice in the most uplifting way possible.
I will use my voice in the most uplifting way possible.
And do everything in my power to educate my community.
And do everything in my power to educate my community.
I will love my black neighbors the same as my white ones.
I will love my black neighbors.
Stop it. Get some help.
You gotta admit, these people are just strange, aren't they? They're always doing the most weirdest, dumbest stuff you can think of. They're out there doing it. And you know they must feel a little bit ashamed because they're always hiding their faces.
Another way to protest MAGA cheaply is to not shop. Don't shop. Buy everything used. And see if you can get it for free. Don't shop. Crash the economy.
When the video, you know, this video has all the warning signs to say something stupid. Blue hair, the whole layout's the same. Yeah, you know they're not going to say anything smart.
What's wrong with you?
You know you're driving the car of a fucking Nazi.
Dude.
The guy gave 3 fucking Heil Hitler salutes.
What is wrong with this man?
He's a fucking Nazi.
So what do you want me to do about it?
Sell your fucking car.
Are you serious?
You gotta admit, that is a nice car.
Yeah, sell your fucking car.
What is wrong with you?
Get the fuck out of here.
Don't.
You're driving the car of a fucking Nazi.
You're
the
going,
guy is a fucking Nazi.
You're going to go to jail.
Fuck you.
You're gonna go to jail.
I'm not doing anything
You're
except
gonna
cussing at you.
Okay.
I'm glad you're filming me.
Touch me and you will go to
I'm
jail.
not going to do anything violent.
Touch. It doesn't matter.
You're just a fucking asshole because you bought the car of a fucking Nazi. The guy's a fucking Nazi. Now fucking leave.
Yeah, seriously.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
Imagine the entitlement of walking up to someone's car and then yelling at them to sell it because of political reasons. That person might have just bought the car because they like the car. Super sensitive and emotional men like this are if anything, are dangerous. Because they're more likely to lash out and do something stupid because they can't control themselves, like this flipping donut.
The human beings wear pants in public because of religion, because of your bullshit religion that God said no.
What?
Women, yeah, you're a misogynist. Women
No,
are not safe
no, no,
around
no.
You.
You calling me names doesn't
It's
make
not a
me
name,
those
it's a
things.
title you wear
No,
with
no,
honor.
no.
It's a title you wear
It's
with
not.
honor.
It's not one.
You are.
You're just telling me what I am.
I know what you are.
You're telling me
We all
I
know
can't
what
do
you are.
certain things.
This is the wrong.
Like,
this is the wrong county for you to be in.
Why is it
Every time
that you are so bigoted that you want to tell me what I am and what I can and cannot
putting
do?
their lives in danger.
Are you
I'm
not
not.
telling us what we can and cannot
No, no,
do?
no, no. No, we're not.
No? Okay.
So this is so this is what we think is no this. So I believe abortion is murder, and I believe that all human beings should be protected by the same laws against murder.
Imagine the guy dressed up as a woman. He ain't convincing anyone, and he's trying to call that man there delusional. Yeah, it's a weird world we live in right now.
What women's rights are you here about?
Biological women.
What?
We know what they are. Do you? Biological women?
Biological women is so.
It's women, yeah.
So that's XX chromosomes, right?
Yeah, women.
There are men with XX chromosomes.
Yeah, I like this flag here. Defend women-only sports and services. Damn right. Damn right.
Yeah, there are. Total androgen insensitivity syndrome. Have you ever heard of it?
What?
Total androgen insensitivity syndrome. It happens when you have somebody.
Do you think that the men
Oh,
dresses
sorry.
over there have that?
I've got that mixed up.
Yeah.
That's XY female.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
But yeah, there are XX men.
Just go on, mate.
There aren't. If you're not going to accept biology, that we're operating on a different psychological plane.
Yeah.
I'm happy to engage with you, but like, I know what a woman is. I think you do as well. That's why you're so keen to stand there waving your flags and denying it.
Let's look that up, shall we?
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
Fair play to these girls here. And this guy is really walking up to a group of women trying to tell them what a woman is. What a flipping sausage.
Today I was at Walmart and this old lady with her little shopping cart stops dead center in the middle of the aisle and looks over at Walmart's like pride section, which is the smallest pride section I've ever seen in my entire life. And she looks at it with such disgust. Like, it was a performance on her end. She's like, ugh, ugh. She literally shudders. And I look at her and I'm like, grow up. You're gonna die soon anyway.
What?
And I walked away. I can't believe that I flat out said that, but also I stand by that. And I hope she thinks about me every day for the rest of the 3 years she has left on this earth. Like, everyone needs to grow up. You are 99 years old. Grow up.
Stop it. Get some help.
She said, I can't believe I said that, but I stand on that. What a flipping idiot. And yeah, she is right. Everyone needs to grow up, including this donut. Only a scumbag would say that to someone, let alone saying it to an elderly person. What the hell is wrong with these people?
We both have the same type of man. Like, we like a nasty fucker.
We like a fucking criminal. Like, straight up someone who is so visibly violent. That is our type.
Like, someone that if we bring them home to our parents or show them to our friends, they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why do they have gold teeth?
You should never even have approached that man in the first place. That is someone who will lead you into a violent and tragic death. And Natalie and I
They're gonna kill your dog. They're gonna kill your dog.
They're gonna kill or fuck your dog. And Natalie and I are like, hot.
Well, I'm out, guys. If this is what's cool now, I think I'm done. I no longer have any connection to this world. Goodbye, friends.
Violent Trantifa members follow and attack detransitioned man.
Not more! Trans people are made! Not more! No child like you!
What? Wow. The group of love, acceptance, being compassionate, accepting of all, and embracing every, you know, it just makes me laugh because every time we see a clip of something like this, it's always the same. They're the most violent and aggressive. People who don't agree and align with their crazy stuff they be doing and saying, this is what normally happens. They're not very understanding.
Bit harder.
That's awkward.
Go on. Hit it. You call yourself police force? No force in you.
That dude at the back is probably thinking, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? This is wild. I've never seen... I'm speechless.
Petition to arrest anyone who disagrees with the LGBTQ community.
To arrest them because they disagree?
Can I just give you my father's address? That'd be easier.
If that's what you would like, yeah.
They're agreeing to that?
They can go pick him up.
Alrighty.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Like I've said many times, these people really don't like to be disagreed with. They're willing to have people arrested over that. That is wild, and I am not surprised.
My name is Juliette Leong, spelled Julietteteleong. And I'm here today to express my strong support for Bill AB 584 to expand school choice. Thanks to Governor Lombardo, Nevada's on its way to becoming a true school choice state, giving the children the tools to thrive. Our school system is too large and too slow to keep up with a world shaped by rapidly changing job markets. That's why families need options, like smaller private schools, charter schools, and homeschooling. I spell at a 3rd grade level and do high school level math, and no school could accommodate my needs. So I'm homeschooled. And because of that, I've performed at Carnegie Hall, won 6 national math competitions, and donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to nonprofit organizations through the sales of my paintings. But what about the child with the same potential, except whose family can't afford to homeschool? It's not just about academics. It's about unlocking talents, building confidence, and creating opportunities. It's about teaching kids to solve problems and make a difference. Since every kid is different and every family has different circumstances, school choice is how we prepare Nevada students for real-world success, and that everyone who wants a job gets a job.
Wow, I mean, she's 9 and she's smarter than me and speaks much better than I do, that's for sure.
The world is moving forward, and Nevada needs to move forward with the world. Thank you, Governor Lombardo, for fighting for school choice.
She's just a great example of homeschooling does work, because so many people say homeschooling is a waste of time, they need to go to a school. If I had kids, they'd be homeschooled, because the stuff they'd be teaching in the schoolhouse, you know, some of those teachers in there don't even know what gender they are, and they're going to teach my son that, yeah, he can wear a dress and he can be a girl and bloody bloody blah. Yeah, putting on your mum's high heels and walking around the house as a kid is a joke. That you know, we all did that. But forcing these ideologies on kids in schools, and you know, you leave your kids there and you trust these teachers to give your kids a good education, and I don't know if they're getting that anymore. And I mean, look at this girl, 9 years old, speaks very well, she's very smart, so homeschooling clearly works.
And I'm a parent of 2 District 203 students, one at Lincoln and one at Central. Today, I speak to you in support of transgendered students and transgendered student athletes.
No.
I am proud to live in a state that protects a student's right to participate in sports that align with their gender identity. I thank you for supporting and following this law.
She's only saying this because her kids aren't in any sports. If her daughter was getting whooped in wrestling or any sort of sport, but in a combat sport, seeing your daughter getting whooped by a dude in a wig, yeah, I don't think she would be thinking the same thing. Do you?
Other parties will tell you that they believe this is a disservice to our cisgendered students, and especially our female athletes. As the parent of 2 students in the district, and as a woman, I reject the notion that allowing transgendered athletes to participate in sports is detrimental to our students. Losing a race is disappointing. It is okay for our students to experience disappointment. We cannot protect our children from all the disappointments in life, but we can encourage them to develop resilience. This growth mindset will benefit them in numerous situations.
This is the thing that annoys me about the whole, like, people who advocate that boys can compete against girls and completely infiltrate and destroy women's sports. Most of the people advocating for this are women. Women are literally destroying their own sports.
Kids as young as like 4 or 5 years old in primary school are being taught about this stuff.
Do they not know that these people exist?
Not if they're kids. I mean, they're 4 years old. I don't think so. I wasn't taught about it.
I'm not in primary school at this age.
But you can have a Google, look on government kind of website. It says what's like allowed to be spoken about.
But even then, I think, you know, kids should be exposed to all sorts of experiences.
If you're teaching kids that from such a young age about these ideas, about these ideologies, that it may convince them to go in a direction which is quite permanent. Since these ideas have been introduced into education, there's been a massive spike in people coming out as transgender.
I think that's a correlation, causation kind of confusion you have there.
I think it's a causation.
People, you're not going to get much love here.
What, love or luck, do you say?
Love or luck, I don't even
Either.
know why I was even here, to be honest.
Have a lovely day.
Again, the people that say they're loving and accepting of anyone and everything, opinions or people for that matter, don't see it yet again. And you've got to be a weird individual if you're happy and you want this stuff to be taught to kids in schools. What these people do as adults is up to them, but why are they so obsessed with teaching kids this stuff? And this is why I said to a clip we watched earlier about that girl who's homeschooled, that is the reason why.
What would make this fair for her to compete for those who are competing against her? What would that kind of structure in competition look like?
Who is her?
AB.
Okay, A.B. Hernandez is a male who identifies as a female. What would be fair is to have Hernandez competing in the male category. It is not fair to the females competing to have to compete with a male.
Yeah, let's be honest here, even the woman saying that, she didn't even believe it. You can tell the way she's saying it, she's just trying to say what's politically correct so she doesn't get sacked.
What rights does a black person not have that I have?
It took
until the 60s.
I'm talking about right now. What right does a black person not have that I'm afforded? Give me one example of a right that I have that a black person doesn't. Give me one example.
I'll give you. It's not you as an individual, but you as a collective of white people. Let's say your family around you.
You can't even come up with one example.
Yeah.
I'm giving you an example.
Tell me a right that I have that a black person doesn't have right now.
Are we talking about legal right or material right?
Both.
Well, legal right, technically, there's no difference.
Exactly. Boom. Debate one. Okay.
More weird liberals trying to victimize black people. Like, they all look the same. I'm getting bored of saying that, honestly. But all these people that just live life like this are just miserable, trying to victimize people. Like, I've got black friends who are like, I wish these weirdos would stop trying to victimize us. Like, I don't know where these people are getting these things from, but they definitely ain't getting it from that education they're paying for.
You want to explain to me why you think this is, like, productive or useful?
Well, if you wanted us off the campus, why didn't you call the cops and have us trespass? Because they won't do it?
Yeah, probably.
This is fascism. Stop doing it. Stop.
What is he
Look,
doing?
I don't agree with them. They know that. We're having a discussion. But you're not that. We're at the north. Okay. I think somebody else is already seen.
So this is my first question. Those people there, why are they just letting someone destroy their property in front of them? I just wouldn't be able to do that personally. And the moment people start defending themselves against these lunatics, they're going to stop doing it. He did that knowing no one was going to touch him, and that's the problem with these people.